There's a lot of stories in the Bible that I really, really like, you know what I'm saying? But one that I relate to quite a bit is the story about the woman with the issue of blood. And this is how it goes, okay? So Jesus is preaching to like a large crowd, or he's walking through the crowd, or something like that. I'm not the best at this, but I do know the story, so listen. Don't you go nowhere. Anyway, and this woman had the issue of blood for 12 years. For 12 years, she was outcast from her family. She was basically ostracized. She could not marry. No one loved her. She was just basically like, she's been to every doctor for her issue. No one could help her. Maybe she's worse typically. But she heard about Jesus and she's like, oh, I bet. And I know Jesus is the Messiah. And she's like, oh, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be healed. And despite, being unclean and all of these sorts of things, right? She pushes through the crowd. Doesn't even care. Like, I'm going to push on through this crowd. I don't care what they think of me. And she grabbed him of his garment. And the power went out from him immediately. And she was healed. And even though Jesus knew who it was, he was like, who touched me? He was like, who touched me? Who did that? Because he wanted to be able to get to this point where, she admitted, it was me. It was me. I touched you. And he's like, and he's like, I know. And he called her, because you're my daughter. And because of your faith, you've been healed. And it's just, I can relate to this story a lot because for the majority of my adult life, if not all of my adult life, I've suffered through a lot of trauma and I've been on a healing journey for several years. And I feel like I've been bleeding a lot. And I mean, like, really, from the heart. I've been bleeding from the heart for a very, very long time. But I've been hanging on by the hem of Jesus' garment this entire time. Waiting. I know that I have been healed in a lot of areas, but I'm still waiting on some others for breakthroughs, right? So, and I know that he will deliver that. I have faith in God for that because he has brought me through so much. I wouldn't have survived molestation, rape, attempted murder, homelessness for 7.5 years, addiction, all those sorts of things, right? Without God. Amen. Have a good day.